Everyone, welcome to the Florissant Valley campus of St. Louis Community College. I'm Chancellor Jeff Pittman. St. Louis Community College is proud to play a part in supporting the region health to help get more people vaccinated quickly. We are making our Florissant Valley campus available and look forward to supporting the county's efforts at our Merrimack, Wildwood, and South County locations as the Department of Health officials expands its activities. As Dr. Page has said many times before, widespread vaccination is the only way we are going to get through this pandemic. We look forward to getting more of our students back to our campuses. In addition to the physical space being provided across the county, we are working with the Department of Public Health to find ways for our nursing and allied health students to support vaccination efforts as appropriate. On a final note, I'd like to recognize the Honorable Ella Jones, Mayor of Ferguson, for being with us today for this important announcement. Also, thanks to Dr. Elizabeth Perkins, President and Chief Academic Officer here at Florissant Valley, for opening the campus to us today. Thanks to St. Louis County for reaching out to St. Louis Community College to partner on this effort. And with that, I'd now like to introduce Dr. Sam Page, St. Louis County Executive. Dr. Page.
Good morning, and thank you to Dr. Pittman and Dr. Perkins for hosting us today. Ferguson Mayor Ella Jones is with us today, and she'll be making some remarks as well. As I speak, COVID-19 vaccine is going into the arms of Americans and others across our county and across our country. And that's great news. The more people who get vaccinated, the more we can have conversations about moving about more freely in our community. In St. Louis County, we put in place protocols to keep everyone safe. And without a vaccine, stopping the spread of this contagious virus was our top priority. With the vaccine, we can now talk about being on a pathway to eradicating the virus. There is tremendous interest in getting the vaccine. We have 320,000 people in St. Louis County who've already pre-registered to get vaccinated with our St. Louis County Department of Public Health. The challenge for us and all communities across the country is one of supply and demand. We are simply not getting enough virus to get everyone vaccinated as quickly as possible, and this is frustrating. We are working with the state and others to get the vaccine into St. Louis County, and to do that, we have to show that we have the infrastructure in place to get people vaccinated, and that's why we're here today. In this campus of the Community College campus in Florissant Valley, this will be the site of our first mass vaccination center. I want to stress that vaccines today are not available at this site. With this location, we're working closely with the state to get as many vaccines here in our community as possible and get this vaccination site up and running as soon as possible. So when we do have the supply in hand, we will use the St. Louis County Department of Public Health pre-registration site to schedule appointments. This site here at Flo Valley will not be a drive-up center. This will be by appointment. Appointments will be required. And we'll work closely with our media partners to get the word out when this vaccination center is up and running and we can get folks in the county signed up. In St. Louis County and across the country, our minority communities were hit hard and early by this pandemic. Sadly, this is consistent with pre-existing racial and socioeconomic disparities. And when this pandemic made its way into our community nearly a year ago, I said our response would be in an equitable manner, getting vital services and resources to those who need them the most. We must engage in communities that are underrepresented to ensure that everyone has access to the vaccine. And that's our commitment in St. Louis County. And our response to the vaccine distribution has been multifaceted as well. So here are a few things that we are doing. We hired Damon Broadus as our new Director of Health Promotion in St. Louis County. Damon came to us from the American Heart Association, where he served as Regional Community Impact Director. And he is putting together a team of people who will help us reach out to our vulnerable populations and are historically underserved. And we are aware that not everyone has access to a computer and cannot register online or register by email. So our health department has partnered with our county older residents program to set up access for those who don't have email or don't have a computer. So they can call our phone number, 314-615-2660, and someone from our county older residents program or from the health department will get back and help them make a reservation on our pre-registration list without a computer. In addition, the health department has relationships with advocacy organizations that serve disabled folks and homebound residents. And we are relying on these relationships to prioritize access and provide access to our residents who are unable to leave their homes. So in addition to this Ferguson location, we are working to provide other vaccination centers across St. Louis County. And we know that transportation is a challenge for many of our residents. So I'm excited about the partnerships that we're forging, and we'll be able to provide more details on some of those relationships later this week. The hope we all have is for an end to this pandemic, and that comes with a vaccine. We ask for patience. We ask for you to be honest when you're pre-registering and wait until it's time based on our priority list for you to register and for you to get the vaccine. Doing so, when it's not your turn, really risk the opportunity of someone else who needs the shot more than you do not getting access to it. So I urge everyone to pre-register with the county or with a hospital. And registering in multiple places is just fine. But we do ask that you don't make more than one appointment. Again, making more than one appointment would interfere with someone else who needs a vaccine getting it as quickly as possible. The email to pre-register is dphcovidvaccine@stlouisco.com. Or you can call the phone number if you don't have a computer, and that is 314-615-2660. We know that local government's primary duty is to protect the health and safety of everyone. And that's what we're here to do. Everyone in our community deserves to have access to quality health care and access to this vaccine. So we'll continue to take the pandemic seriously. We'll continue to rely on our medical experts and our best researchers to draft policies to help us mitigate the public health impact. And we'll rely on personal responsibility of our residents to make the right choices. By continuing strong protocols and making sure the vaccine is distributed equitably, we will work and continue on our pathway to eliminate and eradicate the virus in St. Louis County. So thanks again to the community college for stepping up, and thanks you to all of our residents for continuing to do their part to keep this virus in check and to spread the word in our community about the importance of getting vaccinated. And before we open it up to questions, I'd like to invite Mayor Ella Jones to say a few words. Mayor?
Good morning. Thank you, Dr. Pittman, Dr. Perkins, and the Florissant Valley Community College staff for hosting this event and providing this campus as the location for the first mass vaccine distribution site in St. Louis County. We have seen thousands of families suffer during this pandemic. Many have lost jobs, lost loved ones, or become very sick. Our residents are afraid. They are scared. They are anxious to know when the end of this very challenging and difficult time will come to an end. We know the vaccine will help us get back. It would help us to get past this pandemic and allow us to get back to normal. Get back to schools, get back to work, back to doing the simple things in life before COVID-19. like spending time with your girlfriends, going to lunch, gathering with your family members. We need to get back to having a normal life, back to hugging one another instead of just giving an elbow. Some of us miss worshiping. We want to attend and be around our church families, celebrating birthdays. Celebrating a birthday as a drive-by does not have the same effect of having your family and friends surrounding you, wishing you a happy birthday. Holiday traditions, we know. We want to get back to having gatherings with our family for Thanksgiving, Christmas, Labor Day. In every response to this pandemic, it must be done in a way that benefits all residents. No one can be left behind. I am excited to see this first vaccine site here in Ferguson at the Florissant Valley Community College. And I will be a partner with St. Louis County Health Department and the County Executive's Office to ensure all the residents of North County get the services they need, including access to the vaccine. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, and I'd be glad to take any questions. Doug? The question is about the legislation pending in Jefferson City to limit the authority of local governments to have public health protocols, public safety orders. My position is the same, that those authorities should remain intact, and that St. Louis County has done a pretty good job in managing very difficult times, very difficult decisions, protecting the health and safety of everyone in our community, and working closely with impacted businesses to try and protect their patrons and their employees. And that process should continue without any more interference from Jefferson City.
Do you have any idea how many people we can expect to be able to be vaccinated at a site like this? For example, in one day, do you have any estimates on that?
No, we don't have any estimates yet. It will depend on the amount of vaccine and vaccinators. But, on a mass vaccination site like this, we'd hope to get through several hundred a day on a regular basis. And depending on our access to vaccine, we may be able to scale that up.
And is there an estimate as to when those vaccinations might begin? You may just answer that. Is it relying first on supply, or when the state allows more people to receive the vaccine?
So the question is when the vaccinations will begin at our North County vaccination site here at Florissant Valley Community College. And we hope that we'll be able to begin those vaccinations by next week. It depends on our ability to get vaccine supply from the state or from other partners. But when we have vaccine, we will definitely get this site open. This will be one of the first sites we open. We want to make sure that this mass vaccination site is up and operational, and we are exploring other relationships across St. Louis County to get other sites open regionally throughout St. Louis County. Yeah, so the question is about addressing vaccine acceptance in our community, especially in minority communities, and we recognize that that is a challenge as it stands in North County and some of our communities that are historically underrepresented in access to health care. We can see the vaccine registration rate is about 1% in North County. It's about half of what it is in the rest of St. Louis County, and much less in other pockets of St. Louis County. So the County Public Health Department is creating a stakeholder group working under the direction of Damon, our new Director of Health Promotions in St. Louis County, and we're going to put together community partnerships, community leaders, leaders in the community who we believe will be important third-party validators of the importance of accepting the vaccine. We'll be working through clergy and other stakeholders to make sure that we get the word out. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, thanks a lot.